Hello and welcome to The Villain Was Right, the podcast where we look at movies and TV shows from the villain's perspective and dare to ask, were they really all that bad? I'm your host, Rebecca Reed.
And I'm your host, Craig Fay.
And this week we are talking about, with our kind of romantic movie month, we're kicking it off with Fatal Attraction.
Yeah, it's a love story for the first 5 minutes.
What an insane way to start the month.
Well, and this has been highly requested.
That's so funny.
But it's always just felt like just a little too dark for here.
No, I'm in. I love it. I love that you guys have requested this. I had never seen this movie before.
I had not either.
I had never seen this movie before, and what I will say, it is dark, but I found it quite good.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I thought it was a very good movie. I like the performances in it. I believe Glenn Close.
Yes.
I believe.
Glenn Close, I think rightfully got a lot of attention for this role.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of I think the iconic Glenn Close role.
Yes. I mean, I am, of course, too young and youthful to know that, but...
But, for you, I think, Glenn Close is Cruella de Vil. Okay.
Yeah. But oh my God, Glenn Close is knocking the fuck out of this. Fantastic job. But so if you're like me and you've never seen this movie before, essentially we follow, it's Michael Douglas, he's playing Dan. We have Glenn Close playing Alex, Ann Archer playing Beth, and then the daughter, Ellen, who the actor is also named Ellen, which is, I don't know if that's interesting or not, but there you go. Okay, that's for you now. Ellen Latson. So essentially what we're watching is we've got Dan, who is a lawyer. He meets Alex at a party. He's married to Anne. He meets Alex at a party. And, she's like, ooh, I feel, there's this initial attraction. And obviously she is correct in that because they meet at work a little later and then they go out for dinner because his wife's away. And she really just puts it on the table. You know what I mean? Are we doing this or what? And he takes no time at all to go, yes. Basically says, hey, if you're down, I'm down. Okay. So then they have a weekend affair.
Yeah.
Okay. They're doing lots of stuff. At one point, he has the dog over at her house. Okay. Oh, there's so many things to tuck into here. There's so many little details. So then his wife comes back and he goes, listen, this was a mistake. And Alex starts spinning out a bit. She goes, oh, you're going to leave me? She ends up cutting her wrists. Okay. She cuts herself. And basically, Dan leaves that as, hey, promise me you're gonna go to a doctor, right? He bandages her up, stays with her for a little bit, and then goes, okay, so you're gonna seek attention. Promise? Okay, bye. Okay, he leaves, and then she starts calling him more and more, being like, you just can't abandon me like this. You have to talk to me. I mean, it becomes pretty... I think this is a cinematic version of bipolar disorder. Okay, it's a more revved up, or maybe not even more revved up sometimes, but it's a more cinematic version, I would say. So she starts calling him. Then she says, I'm pregnant with your child. So shows up at his work, offers him concert tickets. Obviously, it just keeps escalating. They introduce a rabbit. She boils the rabbit. I'm just lobbing that out. She boils the rabbit. Okay, just as a sidebar, I want to say, if this was never a saying, it should be. If I ever look at you and say, I'm about to boil the rabbit, I need you to know it's on and popping. I need you to know that.
How's the relationship? I'm about to boil the rabbit.
I want to use this in my everyday terms.
Please do.
I think it's such a good thing to say. I think it's so fun. I'm about to boil the rabbit. Yeah. I'll tell you that. I am teetering on the edge.
Make it happen, people.
Yes.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. I'm about to boil the rabbit. Anyway, so she boils the rabbit. She then, this is what a scene. Also because I just watched the series All Her Fault, and it kind of starts the same way. anyway, she picks up Ellen from school and takes her out for like ice cream, and they go to the fair, and then just brings her home. But the mom is so erratic, being like, where the fuck is my kid at? She ends up getting into a car accident. Anyway, he eventually, after the rabbit boiling, he's like, hey, I know who's doing this. By the way, super duper cheated on you. She freaks out, kicks him out. She gets the car accident. He comes back home. She's going to go have a bath. And then Alex shows up in the bathroom like with a knife, starting with stabbing herself, and then proceeds to go stab the wife. Dan gets involved. He ends up what he thinks is drowning her in the bathtub, and then she ends up coming up like, and then the wife shoots her, and roll creds.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's really in the title. Okay. You knew somebody was going to die.
Yeah. Well, and might as well start with this. So you know that's not the original ending, right?
Shut the fuck up. Tell me about it.
So, okay. So
Tell me about it.
This is famously, and Glenn Close dislikes the new ending.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, tell me everything.
Because she was
tell
like,
me everything.
I feel like it does a disservice to Alex, right?
Right, okay.
But basically the movie ends with like, you know how he goes to her apartment and they get in that fight?
Right, that's huge. I should have mentioned that also.
Yeah.
Yes. He breaks and enters and
yeah. And she like comes at him with a knife, and he grabs the knife, and then like has this moment where he like puts it down and like walks out. So the movie originally the ending that they originally shot for it was that it's back at home after that, and the police come and arrest Dan because there's fingerprints on this knife, and Alex has killed herself by slicing her own throat open. Yeah, and so he's arrested and goes to jail for her murder. And like that's the end. Like that's it. Just over. And
all right.
And but the test audiences hated it.
Right.
Because they were
I
like,
could see why.
They were like, this Alex chick needs to get her comeuppance. But like Glenn Close is on record as being like, I feel like that was actually like her story. You know what I mean? Like this thing. And if you watch the movie knowing that, there's a bunch of stuff that they set up, like him having his fingers on the knife.
Right.
That only pay off for the original ending. The Madame Butterfly stuff.
Yes.
Which is like, he's like, this is my favorite opera. It's like, it's about, and she kills herself at the end.
Right.
So it's like they said all this
like
stuff.
woven all through it.
And then they just are like, actually, no one likes that ending.
That's
but you can
so
watch
interesting.
you can watch it on YouTube. The version I saw wasn't like high quality or anything, but you get the beats.
And I'm not going to dig in too much about what this says about me. Watching most of this movie, I went, no, I hate him. I was like, no, I hate him.
Yeah.
I really hate him.
All right.
He's the worst. I really, really hate him.
Let's tell you to dig into it. Because obviously Alex is the villain of this movie. Yeah.
And obviously, strongly, she is going through a severe mental health crisis. Okay.
Yes.
Now, is her mental health crisis like Dan's fault? No. Okay. That I strongly believe that would have happened regardless of whether he was present or not. Okay. That's my pitch here. All right. I don't think it's his fault. What I do think it is he's made it his problem, unfortunately. Okay, because you've arrived in somebody's life in a big way. You have, so there's a lot of things going on here, a lot of moving parts. Number one, and I think this movie does an awesome job of doing this, which is showing how good his life is. How awesome his wife is, how adorable and smart and wonderful his daughter is.
And even just how engaged he is with his daughter.
Yes. And just like he has a good job, he has a good life. It's not like his wife is shitty and he's like, I'm halfway out the door already. Okay. It's like his wife is pretty and funny and awesome and nice,
and is away for the weekend with his daughter to like go look at a house that they're thinking of buying. But he has to stay.
But he has to stay and work, and she's so understanding.
Yep.
She's so understanding. It's not like we're having a big fight about this. It's not like, you never consider me or our family.
Yeah,
it's like,
it doesn't start with a fight.
No, it's like, oh yeah, no, it's okay. It's not your fault. You have to work. Okay. Like, it's all good. I've left food for you in the fridge.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of moments in this movie, and I think that's why I really liked this movie, is because there were parts of, or a lot of his actions that felt very realistic to me. Okay, where it was so much more about covering his tracks than the safety of his family. At a lot of different moments where it was like, oh no, like, you're really trying to cover up something and you're creating a problem for people that were not participatory in this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. I would say that I did feel like he came clean at the right moment.
Oh no, I thought the right moment. And here's the thing, and I think this is why it works as a movie, is that as a woman, I'm always worried about my safety. And it never occurred to him until she killed an animal.
Right.
That this was actually a problem of safety and not him blowing up the marriage.
Right.
So because and this is my theory on this, is because he's a man, at no point did it occur to him that anything part of this could be unsafe for him.
100%. No, 100%. And I sort of had the same thought too, where it was like, I was like, oh, this is really interesting because like this movie famously, when it came out, like terrified men. Like they were like, oh my God, like it could happen so easily or whatever. Right. Or you know, like it's just one sort of thing. Whereas I think like women have always, or like the men were like, oh man, one small mistake or one thing with the wrong person and it could blow up my whole life. Whereas I think women have always by necessity sort of had that thought in the back of their mind.
Yes.
We're like, just one wrong move or wrong thing with the wrong person can really fuck things up for me.
Like, I was recently talking to somebody about how somebody mistaken their car for an Uber. And I was like, oh, a man. And he goes, yeah, it was a man. How did you know that? And I go, because a woman would never get into a car without checking the license plate.
Yeah.
I would literally never do that. I triple check. Every woman I know triple checks. Okay.
Yeah, you go, AJ17205.
I know, we're looking, making, model, whatever. Okay, like, I am absolutely checking. I was like, yeah, the only people getting into cars that aren't their own are men.
Yeah, right? And I think, like, if you gender swapped this,
yes,
I think, like, let's say equally open, equally open to cheating. Right?
Yeah.
But I think a woman would probably catch the red flags at the dinner. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
Like that first dinner where you go like,
oh.
You're coming on a little strong for someone I just met. Like, you know, but because...
No, watching this, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, you mean dating? Oh, we don't like dating anymore. Oh, she's calling a little too much. Psychotic of me. So my main thing here is that, like, obviously she's like boiling rabbits, you know what I mean? We kept calling it because the second they introduced the rabbit, I wrote down Chekhov's rabbit.
Yeah. Well, and
I was like, you introduce a rabbit, you're killing that rabbit.
I was worried it was going to be the dog.
Oh no!
Because they had established the dog very early on, and it also feels like maybe that was a script revision that happened. Because like they went out of their way to show he has a dog and he has to take care of the dog and bring it places, and then at the end they're like, and also she wants a rabbit.
I felt like, okay, and I could be wrong because that also sounds right.
Yeah.
But in my head, it was more like, also like, okay, so they introduced the rabbit. Okay. I also think they introduced the dog. The dog is important to me because it showed how willing he was to insert himself in her life in that way.
Oh, like bringing the dog to the affair?
Okay, because honestly, if you're doing like one night stand shit, okay, and you're just like, hey, and I'm not saying this is his fault that she like popped off. Okay. Like I said at the beginning, I think that was going to happen regardless. Okay. That was something that was coming down the barrel. She needed some assistance. Unfortunately, she was around somebody that couldn't give her any.
Yeah.
Okay. But you can't, and this is just for in general for anybody, because sometimes, and certain people have done this to me, even in a much obviously smaller way, but where, I'll get to the end of something and then a man will be like, oh, or somebody will be like, oh, I just didn't think it was that serious. When they're like, whatever, breaking up with you or going, oh, I don't want to see you anymore or whatever. And they're like, oh, I just never really considered it that serious. And it's like, oh, all you did was signal to me that it was serious.
Right.
That's all you did.
Yeah.
And that's not me being crazy. Okay. Like that was things you said. You told me that you couldn't wait for me to meet your parents.
Yeah.
That's, to me, is a serious thing to say to somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. Like there
Bringing
are things.
the dog to your affair. Let me just tell you, like, one, that does signal seriousness. Two, it disturbed me more than the cheating. I don't know why.
You're cheating with your dog, man.
Yeah, it's like don't let the dog see this. The dog's got to keep a secret now.
Yes.
I don't know. There's something emotional in there for me where I was like, no, bring the dog.
Yeah. No, that really, I think that's
intimate, right?
Yes, and that's what I think that dog was being used for as a device. Okay, in my head, it wasn't that they had a scriptwriter and decided killing the dog was too much. In my head, it was like, no, we're going to.
I don't know that's the case.
And we're going to establish this animal and this level of intimacy where, like, so Dan, one of the nefarious things I think he does is, and you can really tell that he's like actively really trying to cover his tracks with no remorse. Okay, this man has no remorse until consequences are at his door. He doesn't give a fuck that he cheated. At no point does he care that he cheated. He only cares that there's consequences. Okay? It's not that I've hurt this woman I'm with and I have this lovely marriage. That never penetrates his brain at any point during this movie. And also why I hate him. Okay? Because it was never about I've ruined my family dynamic. I've broken the trust of a woman I've loved. Okay? It was, oh no, bitches be crazy.
Yeah.
That was his whole thing. Okay.
And in this case.
You don't get it, dude. She was crazy. And you're like, well,
yeah.
Well, I don't love the wording, but because, okay, here's what I want to, this movie should have been 20 minutes. Okay, this is my pitch, all right? This movie should have been 20 minutes. This movie should have been, he has an affair. Okay, he has this crazy affair, all right? And he gets wrapped up in it, and he does end up spending the weekend with this woman. She has a meltdown. She cuts herself. You take her to the hospital.
Yeah.
Roll credits. roll credits. Okay.
And they all lived happily ever after.
One thing that I did actually love about this movie, even though it is horrifying and terrible, is that the police were very much treating it the same as when you come in with a stalker as a woman. When you're like, listen, they're like, well, nothing we could do about that, really. I'm like, this is extremely accurate.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I actually had a point about this where I was like, so you know how, like, as our knowledge of movies, like our vocabulary in movies just kind of progresses, like we don't need to see certain scenes anymore, right? Where you go like, we don't need to see you leaving the room and then entering the next room. Like we can just cut from this, that, and we know that you're there. And I would like to raise as a possibility of a scene that we no longer need is the scene where they go to the cops and the cops aren't going to do anything. We all know the cops aren't going to do anything, right? It's like moving from one room to the other. We don't have to show it.
No, you can just say, called the cops. They said they can't do anything.
Or even just, not just, you could have cut up all the police stuff out of this movie. And I would have just been like, well, I mean, obviously the cops aren't going to do anything.
Yes, of course. Of course. Because that tape that was sent out wasn't enough evidence.
Yeah. Well, they boiled the rabbit alive, but unless we catch him doing it, there's not really much we can do. It's like, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Are you telling me that you can't do anything unless you catch somebody red-handed? How are you solving any crime? Well, we can't solve the murder.
Can't solve them all.
We can't solve a murder unless we see someone being murdered.
Yeah. We need to see it. And what the fuck are you talking about, sir? They truly are the real villains of this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, within any sort of intervention at any moment prior to this of a woman in pure distress, no help, okay, help this woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they go there like, and we just can't find her.
Yes.
We went to her apartment. We just cannot find her. Anyway,
well, let's see what happens. Maybe we should post someone outside your home. Okay. Check that out.
Yes.
See how that's going. Okay, because if anything, I would argue she seems to be escalating.
Yes, this woman has kidnapped your kid. A kidnapping has occurred.
Yes.
The kid is fine. Yeah. The kid is returned. But it's insane that they're not, that the police at this point are not like, okay.
We've got posters everywhere.
Yes.
There's things happening. Alex's face is on the news now. We should probably find this person. Yes. This is bad. Okay. But again, Dan, oh my God, I hated him so much. I hated him through the whole movie.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got Alex calling too much. Okay, calling. Okay, changes his number. Is like, yo, if this woman calls me, like, and again, tell your wife. She wouldn't be in your home if you had told your wife.
Yeah, she shows up at their apartment.
Yes.
Which is, like, you're right. That, I think, is the point where you go, like, okay, this isn't just me covering my tracks. This has actually become a dangerous thing.
Yeah, she keeps calling and hanging up when you pick up the phone. Okay, you already you must have an inkling as to what. Something's up, something's wrong. Okay. Again, all of this could have been probably avoided better if he had just been like, I've had an affair. And my dick is so good that she's lost it. Okay. She can't believe.
My dick is so good, it knocked one of the poles off of the bipolar.
Oh, God. We're going to hell.
We're going to hell.
We're going straight to hell. I'll tell you that. Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. His wife when he does tell her about the affair.
Yes.
After the rabbit.
Yep.
I do think that she has a legitimate thing where she's yelling at them and she's saying, I want you out of the house. I don't want to hear it. And I was like, fair. But I will say, you need to let him get to the point in this discussion where the rabbit gets killed. You know what I mean? He kind of is like, I had an affair. And she's like, I'm so mad at you. Again, fair. But I feel like you kind of need the rest of that. Like, okay, and how did that result in our daughter's rabbit being killed?
I'm going to need a little more information.
I am going to kick you out of the house, but you need to finish this story bore I kick you out.
Yeah, let's finish the thought. Let's finish the thought here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think she deserved. Yes, she definitely deserved a little more and needed more information.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. This guy, he really did it because he can. You know.
Yeah.
He. Now here. Okay. I want to pitch you something. And this is more just a general fun question, a little levity, perhaps. Okay, and I know this is you're married, so we're mentally beyond this, perhaps. But you sleep with somebody, and you wake up and they're gone in the morning. Happy or sad?
Probably sad.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, yeah, serial monogamist here, but like, yeah.
I am thrilled.
Fair enough.
Thrilled. You're telling me I get to go up, as long as you haven't taken anything out of my house, obviously.
Right. My waffle iron.
God damn. Yes, truly. But if I wake up and you have vacated, especially if you've left a note, I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, okay, had a great time, sick, goodbye. Because now you're not here. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love you
right.
not being here.
You're right.
That's amazing. I wake up, make coffee, I make some eggs.
They don't have a toothbrush at your place, so they're like kind of, got the morning and like you don't want to kiss, because
Right.
you just hooked up for the first time.
Yeah, like I don't know what the vibe is right now. I also just don't know. Okay, one of my least favorite feelings is knowing kind of there was a ghost coming out of my throat just then. There's something like demonic. Anyway, so I just don't. My least favorite feeling is when I don't know if you want to leave or you want me to leave or you want to hang out and do I want to hang out? I got to ask myself that question because most of the time I'm just going to bend to you because I want you to make you. I want to make you feel okay.
It's like this is a Saturday. Are we like hanging out watching TV? And that's like you're right. I'm coming down more on.
You know what I mean?
Leave now.
Now, if we have established weekend plans, because I've also done that with somebody where it's like, oh, we're doing the Thunderdome of sex this weekend. All right, I'm getting Gatorades. Okay, we're hanging out.
Powder or bottled?
Bottled. Okay.
Oh, you don't have time to stir.
Yeah. What do you mean? Grab and go. No, more so just like, we've established plans. I have mentally, I don't know what this says about me, but most of the time I like to have some sort of time to mentally prepare what I'm about to dig into here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, very rarely do I like the surprise of somebody being like, oh, I'm showing up in an hour and I'm going to be there for 2 days. I'm like, no, I need my brain to get ready first. Okay. I need time to acclimatize to this, to these plans.
Yeah. And now that I do think in the morning, I'm going to be real with you right here.
Be real.
Real. Which is, what would upset me the most about someone hanging around in the morning is I need to poop.
Oh, yeah. I don't need you to know.
Oh, and then I'm holding it until you leave, and it's like, it's just, my day ain't starting until that happens.
Oh, yeah.
Buddy. So,
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you too much right now. This morning, I woke up. I live really close to my therapist. I went to therapy today, or my therapist's office. I woke up literally. I had therapy at 12:30. I woke up at 12:25. I put a jacket on, ran outside, got there, looked at my therapist, was like, I need you to know, I woke up 5 minutes ago. I wore what I'm wearing to bed. I'm not wearing a bra right now, and I did not brush my teeth. I'm going to need you to sit across from me the whole other way. I'm like, I don't need people to see me in this manner. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And buddy, by the end of that, I was like, I have never needed to take a shit more in my life.
Right.
I was like, we missed this beat and I needed it.
The whole morning.
I needed it.
I just came back from 2 weeks in Ottawa where I was staying in a 2-bedroom condo with one other comic.
Nightmare.
And one bathroom.
Yes.
And I just got to say, I didn't realize the point where I was just like, the joy I take in just being able to stay in the bathroom as long as I want without having to worry about whether it's inconveniencing somebody else.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Take a long trip on the toilet, segue into a shower, sing a few songs.
Let it happen. Let it get into it.
So okay, you've sort of changed my mind on this.
Yeah.
It's just been so long.
Right. No, that's why I was like, listen, I'm pitching you something that hasn't been on your mind grapes for a while. Okay, this is loose.
Yeah. One thing also I thought was kind of funny about this movie is if you take a step back and just like what the daughter's experience of this was. Because you know how kids don't quite always connect all the dots?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So in my mind, like, she's like, remember that time when I was a kid and my rabbit died for some reason?
Yes.
And then mom and dad were yelling at each other a lot, and that nice woman came and took me to the roller coasters?
Yep.
I wonder if those things were related.
Why do I cry every time I see a rabbit? I don't know, doctor. Tell me, please. Yeah, from the kid's perspective, that's all got to be pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Although there's no way they told her that it was boiled. There's no planet.
No.
Where they're just like, oh, it's off in the forest now, child.
It ran away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Real question for you here.
Yes.
Real serious. You eating that stew?
Oh, that thing was not prepared properly, I assure you. Am I going to sit here and tell you I've never eaten? I have eaten rabbit, okay. Yeah. And I'm sorry if you do own a rabbit, because I know that's, that's crime. But that is not, I'm not eating it with the fur on, I'll tell you that for free. What a harsh way to do that too. Really off the, but again, okay, I just would like to say this movie should have been 20 minutes. Okay. There should have been one suicide attempt and then a brisk trip to the hospital. Get in the car, come with me. You're having an episode. I'm calling somebody. Okay, I'm calling an ambulance. I'm calling emergency services. I swear to God, when he pulled out bandages, I was like, you're not just patching this woman up and calling it a day, are you?
No, these are stitches.
And then he did. And I went, what the fuck is happening? He also, he brings the dog over. He starts, at one point he calls her honey. I'm like, don't call her a nickname. Okay, don't be leaning into that. Okay. There's just so many that you need to notify. And again, a lot of this happens because he's covering things up because he doesn't realize that what's happening is unsafe.
Yes.
Okay. He needs to tell the office, okay, you can't let this woman in. Okay. Like she's stalking me. I'm having an issue. Okay. You cannot let her into the building. I also need my extension changed. Okay. Like she can't call. If she calls in here or whatever, just hang up. Okay. And log it. Because you gotta log it, which is unfortunate because the police do nothing. But yes, okay, you gotta log every time she calls so that we can show that there is harassment happening here. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. There's harassment happening here. Okay, but again, he's trying to cover it up. He's trying to hide, so nobody's safety matters. Just his, just his affair matters. Okay,
yeah,
dude, when he gets home and puts the food out for the dog to eat because he knows
that would upset you.
Oh, I was so pissed. First of all, you can't just feed a dog like that. Okay, you can't, man. Dogs can't have garlic and shit. Like, you can't have onions. You can't just put a plate down of human food and hope for the best. Although I will say that looked like a perfect family dog. That looked like the family dog that has actually, like, one of those, like, junkyard dogs where it's like, oh, yeah, you've chewed through half a couch and survived. You're fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're probably fine. Okay, like, I am.
It's the kind of dog where if you feed it a bunch of pasta and then your wife is like, you have any idea why the dog's shitting so weird?
Yeah.
And you'd be like,
he ate a pillow. I don't know what to tell you. He ate a memory foam pillow. It's gone.
He got into some spaghetti in the trash.
That dog had perfect chonk on him.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a perfect family dog.
He had a chonk. You're right.
I believed. You know what I mean? He had perfect chonk. Okay. I was like, that is a family fucking dog, especially when a child's that age.
Yes.
Because that kid is still throwing things on the floor. You know what I mean? Like
golden retriever. Yeah.
Oh, just a perfect dog. Man's best friend.
It. Just a golden retriever just takes it. They just roll and they go, well, this might as well be happening.
And every
kids could be like pulling on their ears and like sticking their fingers up its butt, and it's like, well. But what am I going to do? I'm a golden retriever. Kat describes me as a golden retriever of a man.
No, I believe that. I do believe that. I'm pretty sure if you were driving and I stuck my finger in your ear, you wouldn't flip out. You just go, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? You would be. I feel like you'd be so calm. Just why are you doing this? What's happening? I'm just testing something, Craig.
Is there something you need to talk about?
Is this your way of acting out, Rebecca?
We use our words.
Yes.
Oh, bother.
Okay, so here's another pitch I want to make, is that I think society would be better if you sleep with somebody, you minimum have to treat them like they're your friend.
Yeah.
I think that would be nice, okay? And if my friend is behaving this way, I'm going to try and help.
Yes.
I'm not going to break into their apartment and check for clues, okay? I'm not going to come in and try and fight them. I'm not going to, because also, at no point... Like, like Alex obviously culminates in a horrible situation. But I'm like, if anybody's threatening to kill anybody, it's actively Dan against her and also his wife. Yes. Being like, if you ever come near my family, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah. Alex says, I'm going to tell your wife. And he goes, you tell my wife I'm
going to fucking kill you. Okay. Well... That's not. We can't be throwing that around.
So there's a few things like, is she off her? Like, is she a little nuts? Absolutely. Like, I think she takes it too far.
She needs assistance. She needs help.
But some of the things that she says in these arguments are like pretty legit, and they're like they mirror a lot of the things that you just said, right? Where it's like, I need you to treat me like you're, like we're friends. Like it's, this is what you've reduced me to. Part of you is growing inside me. It's a fact. And you better start learning how to deal with that. Like just outside of everything else, you have an affair with somebody, they get you pregnant and you're like, yeah, you gotta step up or know about this or whatever, right? Like,
do you think she's pregnant?
Ooh, yes, because the movie seemed to go out of its way to be like, she's like, call the doctor, they'll tell you. And he says, I call the doctor, and they said congratulations. But that's when he breaks into her apartment too, right?
Yeah.
And so here's the thing. What do you like looking for clues, as you put it? What clues to what?
I don't know.
Because there is...
Like, is he looking for, like, a pregnancy test? Is he looking for documentation?
Or, like, that she's faking it or
like
something.
An ultrasound, maybe? I don't know.
But not at that early stage, right? Like, you're... Yeah, so it was weird. And the only thing I picked up on from that scene is, remember how when they're playing with the dog, she says, like, oh, my father died of a heart attack when I was young, right in front of me. And then she, like, backtracks. She's like, I'm just kidding. He's alive.
Yeah.
And then he finds his obituary.
Right.
Which means that he did die of a heart attack. And, like, this isn't me. This is Glenn Close. Like, same interview where she talks about the original ending. And she said it's hinted at that she was a victim of abuse as a child through that. Like, that there is some weird relationship with her father.
Okay.
But that's, like, it's so subtle in the movie.
Yes.
I'm not sure, right?
Yes, like, I don't know if it's the therapy goer in me, but I look at her and I just feel sad.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is like a huge, Like, you really, really need help.
Yeah.
That's all that's happening here. And you've hitched your wagon to somebody that is absolutely not going to do that even a little bit. Like, even his response. So, like, regardless of whether she is pregnant or not, okay, and this is just a thing she said, because also, like, we're going to find out eventually. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
there's something happens here. Eventually, we're going to find out one way or the other. But his immediate response to that is, oh, I'll pay for your abortion. Not, what would you like to do here? Not, how can I help you? Not, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, can you give me a day to just digest this information? Because I'm shocked right now.
Yes.
None of that. It is immediately his assumption that she will go have an abortion. Deplorable. It's horrible. What do you mean? Okay, you're not allowed to dictate what I do with my body. Are you? This is a wild perspective. Okay, and again, he just is he's mistreating everyone in his life. Every single person in his life. Because even when he goes to tell his best friend, buddy, I gotta tell you, and I love you so much, okay? If you ever cheated, don't tell me. How dare you? How dare he pull his best friend in? Because also it is established in several scenes that these are two couples that hang out together all the time.
Yeah.
They hang out together all the time. He's like, I am tied up in your relationship too. I just am. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't know the person, and sometimes comedians can be like this a little bit, okay? Where it's like, we're on the road and they're like, cool with the way they operate. They're like, I know you have a girlfriend, okay? And you're out here doing something that I'm like, if I was your girlfriend, I'd fucking hate that. I don't know where this ends, but I would hate what I'm seeing, okay? It is, to me, and unfortunately, like, I don't know, to me, it is, there are different levels here, okay? There's a level here where I don't know your partner, and, you know, I only know you, and I don't like that you're doing this, and I don't think you're a good person, but I am not actively involved in this at all.
Right.
If I have met your partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever, you are not allowed to do that in front of me anymore. Point. Because I know this person now. Okay, you're involving me.
Yeah.
That is so unfair. I do not want to be a part of it.
It kind of becomes the thing of like, it's not like I'm going to tell on you, but you've now roped me into
I'm guilty
to participate in the lies.
I'm participating.
Right.
And like, I know people, and to be clear, like I check with people sometimes. I'm like, you got a little, because like I know couples also where it's like, you know, because we're comedians and we're on the road all the time, they have an agreement with their partner where they're like, oh, when you're on the road, we're open. Okay, that's cool. I have no issue with that. Okay,
well, this is in consent.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'm not in your relationship. You guys agreed to this. You like it. I fucking love that for you. That's awesome. You figured out a nice way to get your relationship to work with open honesty and respect. Okay, because if you're doing that and you're honest with your partner, that's a respectful thing that's happening here. I have no issue with that. And also, as long as you're also informing the people that you're sleeping with, you're like, hey, this is my deal. Okay, I'm down for a little fun, but that's where that buck's got to end because I have somebody at home that I go home to and what have you. All right, that's totally cool. But it's all about like what's consent.
Yeah, and he does not.
He doesn't know.
No.
No, he is, and it destroyed me. And I love that they did this because it feels more real to me in this sense, but just how nice his home was.
Yeah.
He had a very, very nice family. I was like, I wrote down the first thing, buddy, I got to pull up the first thing I wrote down. Okay. I wrote down daughter, dog, wife, the dream. It's the dream. You're living the dream. Okay. What are you talking about? Okay. Also, like, not that this matters, but I'm like, your wife is smoking. Okay. Your wife is a very attractive woman. Okay. And like, at one point, it's like, they were gonna get busy, and then she ended up sleeping in the bed with the daughter.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And it's like this one little moment where it's like, oh, it's just for tonight, and it's like, wouldn't that be the happiest thing you could see on the planet?
Yeah.
if you are a little horny, okay, watching that, I would see that and be like, my life is blessed.
This is a fucking Norman Rockwell painting.
This is adorable. If anything, I'd be like, let's all go to our bed.
Yeah.
Let's all climb in together. Wouldn't that be lovely?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
You know what the first thing I wrote was?
What?
That the kid is watching slime being poured on them. And that I was legit not allowed to watch that show as a kid.
That's so funny.
You can't do that on television. Was that around when you were?
No, I just thought it was an knockoff.
No, it's the original. Apparently it's a Canadian production, but they like pour slime on like people and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I remember my parents being like incensed about like, this is the rudest, grossest show and kids shouldn't be watching it. And
so funny.
And I'm watching it at the front of Fatal Attraction.
Yes.
Being like, I can't imagine what was so bad about that.
That's so funny.
So we noticed different things off the top.
Of course we did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Here's a thought.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw this out here, and this is going to be controversial. Because I know what I pretty much know what your stance is going to be. But how do you feel? It feels like, depending on the context, cheating seems to be the one thing that society is generally okay with. And what I would say is like there's a lot of romantic comedies and that sort of thing, right? Where it's like, and we've covered them, where they're with the wrong person.
Sure.
And like it starts with an affair, but like you're rooting for them because you go, you're meant to be. Like these two people belong together.
Yes.
Or you know what I mean? And
I've seen that happen in real life.
For sure. And it's just it just strikes me as this thing where it's like cheating is bad, but society seems so interested in it. You know, and to the point where like I'm not really sure that's a universal evil or that society doesn't treat it like a universal evil. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying. Okay, I've actually, I have heard the opposite opinion.
Oh, interesting.
Which is really where that's like, I can't remember whose bit it is, but I was watching a comic talk about how it's so funny that for straight people, that's like the biggest evil,
right,
is cheating. Like if somebody cheats on you, then there's no coming back from cheating. Whereas, you know, sometimes there's other groups of people that are like, oh no, that's like, you know, sometimes that can be a little whoopsie, or maybe even isn't qualified as such, or what have you. And I really honestly think it's just such a personal dependent thing. Where I think the situations I've seen where somebody has cheated on somebody and it was like, oh, but they were meant to be, that person was like the cheating was almost like a technicality.
Okay.
Where they were already out the door.
Sure.
Okay, they were 3/4 of the way out the door, and yes, technically they did cheat on them, and that's not good either because they should have just been able to look at that person and go, we're not meant for each other, and it's okay for me to be alone for a little while. Okay, that's also not great either. But most of the time when I've seen it work at all, and most of the time it doesn't, because like if you're cheating on somebody, they're going to cheat on you probably because there's a deeper thing happening here, or maybe they're not meant for a closed relationship. I also think it's great to examine things that way and go, because I'm just all about what do we both agree on? What is the vibe here? And maybe that doesn't work for both of us, so one of us needs to step out. Like, I know somebody that, you know, like, they're very, you know, I know a lot of people that are like very monogamous, okay? Like, we are all about monogamy. I know people that, you know, they're poly. They have many partners, and they love that, okay? Because it's almost like friendships for them where, you know, you have your friend that you drink with, and then you have your friend that you, you know, we go to the library together because we're really into like studying and body doubling or whatever, and it's just like, you know, there are,
and you get to bang all those people.
yeah, or what have you. It's just like you need to figure out what works for you and then be willing to express that to somebody.
Yeah.
because it is through that. I think what it is for me, like if you like, I don't like cheating. I'm like, I do not do it, and I do not like those who participate in it. But I would also be open to a conversation of like, oh, is monogamy meant for us? Like, I would be willing to entertain that, see what's going on. Like, hey, maybe it would be beneficial for us. Whatever. Like, I'm a little more loose on that end of things, where I'm like, I'm down to talk.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just have some communication. Where I have a problem with cheating is that you're lying to me.
Yes.
I don't like lying. I want to feel safe in my space. I want to feel safe at home. And if you're going to go bang somebody right now, I want to know about it.
I guess, no, and that all makes sense. I guess, like, the thing I'm thinking of is, like, cheating's almost, like, the worst thing you could do to somebody that's still legal. You know what I mean? Like, and it's interesting that, like, you know, celebrity gossip magazines and things like that are almost treated like a form of entertainment. But I guess it's like true crime with training wheels on, I guess, is maybe what I'm trying to describe, where it's like, we want the juicy details of who's sleeping with who, and you know what I mean?
Well, to give you an example,
but like you're right, on a personal level,
it's all like, very personal.
It's like these are two people, or one, you know, if they're both cheating on each other, right? It's kind of like these are two people being shitty to each other.
But only because they haven't had that conversation.
Yeah.
If they have a conversation, it's not shitty anymore.
Right.
It's actually a very well-developed, trusting relationship where you go, oh, this is nice. We're communicating well to each other. Like, to give you an example, if I would put somebody cheating on me on par with, I told you a really big secret and you told a bunch of people.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you have broken trust.
Yeah.
Okay, they're all the same to me. This is breaking trust. Talk to me. For the love of God, fucking talk to me.
Sorry,
okay.
I didn't mean us to
I'm sorry. I really
into
went on
the philosophy of all of that.
But, no, yeah. I got in that. Okay. Go to the hospital. Although, to be fair to all of these characters, I don't know what the level of, like, mental health help would be at
in
this
New York
moment.
in 1988.
Yeah,
probably not good.
You know, because like Ivimey, our producer, was talking about how sticking from our last episode, like doctors actually only had to start wearing gloves at a certain date.
Don't like that.
And it's like, there's a lot of decades where things were a little loose. Okay, we were a little loose with some stuff. But
we were like, are you feeling anxious? Have a cigarette. It's 1987.
Yes.
Have a cup of coffee. It might help.
So do say, like, but there should have been a few extra steps of, like, sticking your dick in somebody isn't where that ends, okay? If somebody has a suicide attempt, even if in your mind you're like, oh, this is a cry for help, let me tell you, that's what all suicide attempts are cries for help, okay? Even if you didn't really think they were going to go for it with full gusto, okay, you got to step in here. You got to help out. You have to get somebody to a doctor, at least to say, hey, okay, like, I'm not equipped for this.
Hands off. This is the person you can cry to.
Absolutely. Because she blew up my car.
Yeah. So to maybe end on a slightly sillier note.
Yes, please.
I gotta ask you what your thoughts are on the actual sex that they're having, because at one point they're banging each other on the kitchen counter.
That's right.
Fine. Mm-hmm. But then, like, the tap goes on and she starts splashing him with stuff, and I was like, this is, like, don't get me wrong, I think wet can be hot. This version of wet just struck me as weird.
Okay, here's what I'll say for that, for myself personally. I don't think it's about what you're doing. I think it's about the yes and of it all, is what I'm going to say.
Okay.
I think what's fun and maybe erotic about that is that it's like we could do anything right now. It's the limitlessness of it.
Right. We didn't expect the tap to turn on.
But now it's here. Okay, yes. Can it seem awkward, look weird, whatever? I think the excitement of it is that you don't know what's going to happen next, and it could be anything, and we're open to anything.
Okay.
Is that excitement feeling is what I would pitch.
Okay, I get that. That makes more sense. But for me,
this makes more sense. I guess wet is good. I don't know. I look at people's eyeballs and I go, well, that's sexy. That's wet. Yeah. that's good.
But you know what I mean? Like wet t-shirt contest. I get.
Yes.
Right? Like, oh my God, look at you. You're dripping, soaking wet. You can see everything. But flicking water. You know when you have an idea that something's sexy and then like you see it in some other way and you're like, oh, but not that though.
And you know what I needed this character to have? What I needed Dan to have was a little post-nut clarity. Okay? Because if you... sorry to be vulgar, but if you...
Clearly the most vulgar thing we've said today. Post-nut clarity.
Post-nut clarity. I'm about to boil a rabbit. Anyway, I think...
Oh, that might have been a little much.
Where this veered off, or for him, where I'm like, oh, where we have gotten off the path here is that like, oh, okay, if we're gonna have an affair, we're gonna bang quick, and then like, and now that's our secret, and we live with that, or like maybe periodically. Honestly, I think if Alex had played her cards right, she could have been banging him for a while. You know what I mean?
Clearly, that's what she needed.
No, she needed someone else, and that person is a doctor.
Right. But his friend in the city, you know?
Yes, exactly. Okay, whatever. Okay, however that works, whatever. But if I'm like, oh, I'm going to have an affair and we're just sleeping together and that's all this is, okay, this is just some sex and then I leave and then it's done, we're not going out dancing.
Yeah.
We're not going out dancing afterwards. I'm not like letting you talk me into a day of hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm not coming back here of like, oh, you just don't give up. Well, I find that kind of charming. It's like, oh no, like I have to firmly, in the light of day with my balls empty, have to say with my full chest, I am married. I have made a mistake.
Yep. The whole spending the whole day with her. It's like, you're right.
And again, I want to be very clear. I don't think it's his fault when this really goes off the rails. Okay. Again, I maintain that was going to happen regardless.
It was the truck was going to barrel down on somebody who was in front of it was up for
I'm just saying it would have been nice when somebody gives you some warning signs to go, hey, maybe we need to get a professional in here.
Yeah. 100% agree.
But again, I don't know what's going. This is an older movie, okay? you can.
This is almost as old as I am.
Yeah, like you could just tell me I'm wrong. Like I will absolutely accept that fully. Okay, I will fully accept that. But I see a woman in crisis that needs help, and I just want her to get help.
Yeah.
And I hated Dan so much. I hated him.
And Glenn Close, again, same interview, even said like I would love for someone to write this story from Alex's perspective.
Oh, I would have been like, yeah, I would have watched that movie.
Right? Great.
Fuck yeah, I would have watched it. Absolutely. Okay, let's get to ranking that villain. Of course, I'm ranking Alex.
Yeah.
This is kind of a dark ranking.
Love it.
But it is a dark movie. So I am ranking it on times people have been creepy to me.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, it is right. Listen, first of all, if this isn't your bag, you probably haven't even listened to this episode, but you might want to skip over the next 30 seconds. Okay. So from calling me repeatedly and breathing heavily on the phone, all the way up to, and I've told this story on this podcast, the guy that drunkenly stole my uncle's car, showed up at my house several times and called me 20 times with several messages. I am actually, and I'm sorry, Alex, I am going to give you a spotted a man following me home drunk and had to duck into a jerk king.
Oh, no. That's pretty bad.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad, and unfortunately, this villain is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Even though I understand, pretty bad.
Yeah. It ends in a dark place. I think my scale is fairly self-explanatory. So I am also ranking Alex. So on a scale from Glenn close to Glenn far away, I'm giving...
I can see why you didn't ask if we had the same one today.
I'm giving Alex Forrest a Glenn 100 yards away at all times. Serious restraining order energy there.
Yes, absolutely. And team, before we get to our heroes and villains of the week, as always, there's a couple ways you can help out the podcast. Like Craig said, this has been requested a lot, okay? And especially the ones that we get multiple requests for, we are much more likely to do. So if you would like to get in contact with us and send us your suggestions, please do that. You can reach us on Instagram, TikTok, at VWR Podcast. You can reach us on Facebook, or you can email us directly at villainwasright@gmail.com to send in your suggestions. If you were like, oh my God, you should have never done this movie, let us know what we should have done. Tell us. Let us know. We want to do what you want to do. Trust me. And if you got a couple bucks.
Yeah, you can support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/thevillainwasright. It's a monthly subscription service where you get great benefits for supporting the artists you love, and hopefully that's us. So at $7 a month, you get 2 bonus episodes every month. Rebecca picks an episode. I pick an episode. Usually Rebecca tries to destroy my mind somehow.
Yes.
And normally I try and enrich Rebecca's cultural life.
Oh, excuse me. This month, Craig?
This month.
No, your pick was diabolical.
Yes, it was.
Okay, how dare you?
It is both something that will enhance your life, but also we're doing Wicked.
Yeah.
We're doing the first Wicked. And because Rebecca hates musicals. And it's about time I got some payback.
Yeah, that's fair.
So $7
Honestly,
a month
fair.
gets you that, plus our entire back catalog. We also have audience choice tiers, ad-free tiers, and early release tiers. So check out which one's right for you. And thanks to everyone who supports us already. We love you. And now it is time for our heroes and villains of the week. So I've got, given how intense this movie was, I decided to go with a hero that's like a little bit of more of a feel-good romantic movie that I saw recently. And this movie, it was called Eternity. Have you heard of it? It just came out.
No.
It's got Miles Teller and Elizabeth Olsen in it.
Okay.
And the premise is, and this doesn't...
Oh, okay, yes, I've seen the trailer for this. Yes,
so the premise is that a woman dies of old age, basically goes to heaven, the afterlife somewhere, becomes her younger self, Elizabeth Olsen, and finds that her husband, her first husband, who died very young in the war, has waited 60 years for her, and Lord in heaven. And her second husband of like 60 years died like a week before her and is also there for her, and she has to decide who she's going to spend eternity with. That's just the premise. It is so fun to watch. It is well acted. It is funny. It is heartbreaking at times. It's insightful. Without ruining anything, there is a moment where I pretty much explosively cried. Oh, because
sometimes that's that's nice though.
Yeah, where just one piece of information dropped and it completely changed and realized what was happening, and I swear to God, tears shot like horizontally out of my eye. It was such a
there were bullets.
It was such like a gut punch of like a beautiful moment.
Right.
We watch so many movies, and it's so nice just to watch one where I was fully engaged in the performances and the story and everything all the way through it. Just thoroughly enjoy myself. Felt good afterwards. Give it a watch if you've missed it. That's all I'll say.
Love it. I have a hero. I witnessed one of my favorite crowd interactions I think I've ever witnessed. So I host a late night show at Comedy Bar in Toronto, 11:30 every third Saturday of the month. Okay, that's my spot. That's my joint. Okay, and because it is a late night show, it can get like a little rowdy. Sometimes the audience, you know what I mean? Like it's a very particular vibe to do a show at 11:30 at night, right? This particular night, I'm hosting. I'm having a great time. These people are awesome. They're a small audience, but they're super cool. We're drinking, we're having fun. Everybody's excited about the show. Everybody's having great sets. The vibe is immaculate, right? And because it's a smaller show, like there's a lot more interaction with the crowd, right? I'm not giving, and if you're listening to this, I'm not giving you permission to talk during shows. I just want to be very clear about that. But sometimes, you know, somebody will be like, listen, this is a show where you can speak up, okay? Because, you know, there's 10 of you in the room. Let's have some fun. Let's be engaged. Whatever. We'll do some crowd work, have fun, whatever, right? And at one point, my friend's on stage and she goes, she's talking about, you know, being polyamorous and, you know, what have you, and just talking about dating and being on apps a lot and like can't find anybody on an app. And then this guy from the back of the room goes, I matched with you on an app. And goes, you didn't find me very funny, so you unmatched me. And I'm dying. I'm just dying in the back of there. She goes, oh yeah, you're the poly guy from earlier, right? Because and he literally goes, yeah. And she goes, well, no, that makes sense. I'm not good at being anybody's third girlfriend. And it was just such a fun thing. I've never seen somebody be like, no, I matched with you. Yeah. And I was like, holy fuck, we were all dying.
This world is smaller than you think it is.
Oh, it was so fun. And I was like, and good for that man. Like, and he didn't say it mean. Like, he wasn't upset. He was on a date with a very hot woman. Okay, he was crushing it. I kept calling him, what did I keep calling him? Because he looked a lot like, what the fuck? I can't find it right now. Anyway, he kind of looked like Keanu. I was like, this man's fucking killing it. And it was just such a fun, nice, like little back and forth. And it was cool. I was just like, that was great. I had a blast with that. That audience was awesome. Again, reminder, please don't yell out during shows, only when it's appropriate. I feel like I have to keep putting this asterisk on things. But that guy was my hero. I was like, this man's killing it. Yep. The confidence of just being like, no, you matched with me and you didn't like it. And he really said it in that cadence. Like, it was just super happy and just like, hey, yeah, this happened. And I was like, that guy's awesome. It was so great.
That's
anyway,
fantastic.
So that does it for us, guys. As always, you can follow me at Rebecca Reads on any platform of your choosing.
And you can follow me at Craig Fay Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and craigfay.com for show dates. And yeah, that does it for us this week. Tune in next week when we will continue our sort of romantic movie month with Ever After. Ooh, it's Cinderella, but it's not. Rebecca's losing it for some reason of that. And until then, this is The Villain Was Right, reminding you we're about to boil that rabbit.
The Villain Was Right was produced by Andrew Ivimey for the From Superheroes Network. For more great podcasts like this, as well as YouTube series, webcomics, and so much more, visit FromSuperheroes.com.